There's a black woman, partially blind. She's blind in one eye. She claims she was tased, stripped by force. She's disabled. Let's be very clear. This is a disabled black woman. This is out of Illinois. She is now fighting back against the McDonough County Sheriff's Office and the local police department after claiming she was subjected to false accusations and a non-consensual strip search during a DUI arrest. A DUI arrest. A video from the McDonough County Jail was released online that showed an incident of her being tasered and strip searched. Viewer discretion is advised on this one, okay? But I want you to see this and I will give you some more background. They later stripped her completely naked. They used a taser on her. She was unarmed and inside of an enclosed facility. The reason why she's crying like that and yelling for dear life is because they're not just stripping her clothes, they are stripping her dignity. So let me give you some background to this story. Harrison was pulled over by an officer in the Macomb Police Department who separately claimed they were responding to a call about reckless driving. Harris, who was blind in her left eye, said she became confused after she noticed a police car was trailing her. Harrison pulled the car over to the side of the road after realizing police were instructing her to stop. Because of her discombobulation, Harrison was not able to relay that the passenger side window could not roll down and unlocked her door, which caused tensions to explode. Harrison said officers pulled her door open while yelling different commands. To her surprise, Harrison was handcuffed without being told why she was pulled over, never underwent a breathalyzer or sobriety test. However, the state law allows officers to arrest on probable cause if they believe a driver is under the influence. She never got tested for alcohol. Never, not one time. But their state law allows for this to happen without the breathalyzer or a field sobriety test. Harrison told the outlet that prior to the confrontation, she dropped off her kids at the YMCA and picked up a stranger who was caught in the rain and needed a ride. Harris, once again, blind in her left eye, said she became confused after she noticed the police car was trailing her. Harrison pulled the car over to the side of the road after realizing the police were instructing her to stop. Now, here's the thing. She's 31 years of age. She faces 5 to 7 years in prison for 4 charges: aggravated battery, driving under the influence without proof, resisting a peace officer, and improper lane usage. Harrison has also now lost custody of her 3 children. Harrison opted for a bench trial, meaning a trial by judge, and was found guilty by this judge on all charges. She is facing her sentencing hearing on August 10th. Now, this is why it's important we talk about this story, and at Indisputable, we will follow this story. You have no proof whatsoever that this woman was driving under the influence. Obviously, this woman was extremely distraught over what just took place. She does a trial by judge. Typically, when a person does a trial by judge, they're doing that because they really believe in their innocence, and they believe that a judge, being a trained lawyer, being a jurist, will be able to decipher what the law says and what actually happened. But in this case, the judge says she's guilty of everything, and now she's facing years in prison, and all she was doing was driving in the rain that day. Ben, your thoughts?
That video was extremely difficult to watch, to listen, and I don't know where. No, I do know. Let me correct myself. I was gonna say where this lack of empathy comes towards black people, but it's rooted in this American system. You cannot see a person as a human being and treat them the way that woman was treated in that video. To all the case that you laid out in terms of the breathalyzer and the inability, they don't have evidence of it. None of that stopped them, Dr. Richey.
No.
Did you notice how none of that stopped them from treating her like she was less than human?
Yeah, and this woman's life has been turned upside down. We have no evidence of her being an irresponsible individual. She was a good mother, is a good mother. Her children have been taken away from her because of this. We have a saying in the legal circle called home cooked. And that's when all of the good old boy system rallies around one issue and you're not part of it. And it seems like she has been home cooked by the locals in that judiciary or justice system. And it's quite unfortunate, but we are going to follow this and we are going to make some noise because definitely I think this is one of those cases ripe for appeal.